Good morning, YouTube. This is going to be my first attempt at an edited video, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'm going to talk about something that I think is very important, that I think every young man needs to hear in this day and age, especially with the rising trend that seems to be very common and has been for quite a while now. And that is honestly just trying to be nonchalant, seem like you don't care, not really try too hard, don't text your girlfriend, etc., ad nauseum. Now, the reason why it's so important for young men to realize that this is not a good way to think and this is not a good lifestyle to lead is because it's setting you up for failure in the future. To those 18 or 20-year-olds, or those who might still be in high school, who, maybe you're in your junior or senior year. I'm 25 now, but it wasn't too long ago that I was in y'all's shoes. And to be honest with you, if I could go back in time and change a lot of the decisions that I made, there's definitely some that I would have kept the same, one of them being my entry into the service. I served 4 years in the United States Army, but that wasn't the only thing I did. Before that, I was actually quite a problem child, and growing up, especially in high school, I was the guy skipping class, going out smoking weed, sneaking out, not telling my parents where I was, etc. Maybe it's a little bit crazier than what some people might be doing nowadays, but still, even if you're just one of those guys that thinks that it's okay to have this attitude of I don't care about anything, it's very important to nip that in the butt while you're young, or at least start trying to make the change. Or even if you don't make a change now, at least acknowledge that it's a toxic mindset and can lead you down a bad path in the future. One of the things that irritates me the most about the mindset is it puts a lot of pressure on people, not just to not try, but to not seem like you're doing anything at all, which honestly is almost worse, because slow motion's better than no motion. But if you're just doing nothing, then those are months or even years of your life that you can't get back. And it's okay to make mistakes while you're young. Don't get me wrong, when you're in your 20s, it's okay to fail sometimes, and it's okay to fuck up. And maybe, you spend a little too much money, you don't save enough. But the best advice that I can honestly give in that regard is save your money, especially in this economy, man. Things seem to be getting fixed somewhat, but it's hard. We've got an egg shortage right now. Tons of money is going to all kinds of different aid. Not to get too political, but save your money. It's okay to go out and have fun, but you don't want to be, 24, 25, 26 years old with less than $1,000 in your bank account. And you might not think that having that kind of attitude can lead to that kind of a situation, but trust me, it can. The way you act about one thing is how you do everything. Now, I know that that's not the quote verbatim, but the point still stands and the point's still valid. Another thing to truly consider is if you're getting made fun of, or people are saying, oh, look at this guy, he's trying, or look at this guy, he passed his math exam, or something like that. Whatever the case may be, if someone's making fun of you for that, you should honestly reconsider who you consider friends. Think about it. Does it really make sense to roast someone or flame them for having a job and being successful? It truly blows my mind sometimes, I play a lot of games. I've always been a gamer, but never in my 15, 20 years of playing games, because I've been playing since I was young, have I ever heard someone make fun of somebody for having a job or being employed or having a family or any form of a successful life until recently. And I don't even get offended, when I'm on Fortnite sometimes playing with my friends and some 15-year-old kid calls me unk and makes fun of me for having a job. If anything, I feel bad for them. Because it's that exact mindset that's setting them up for failure in the future. Because if they think that it's uncool to have a job, or to have a family, or to have a girlfriend, or to even talk to your girlfriend, then, like I said, you're just setting yourself up for failure. It's important to at least try and put in some effort. You need to take responsibility for your life. Because when you're out there in the real world on your own, once you move out of your parents, or you join the military, or you go to college, whatever it may be, you're on your own. You might have some semblance of reliance here and there, but at the end of the day, you gotta man up and take responsibility for your own life. And if you can't even hold down a job, then I'm sorry, but you're not going to succeed, especially in this day and age. It's do or die. There's no paradise for you to escape to. You're not just randomly going to wake up one day with $10,000 in your bank account and a new car, alright? The only way that people become successful, 9 times out of 10, is by working their asses off and trying hard. And it's okay if you don't succeed the first time. There's beauty and importance in struggle. Just because you might be working at some dead-end job that pays $10, $15 an hour, or even less in some cases, doesn't mean that that's where you're going to be stuck for the rest of your life. But it's important to start somewhere. You don't want to close off your doors before they're even open to you. Take those bad jobs, take the jobs that you wouldn't normally want to do. As long as you've got something, just put your head down, keep grinding, don't stop. There's a time and a place to have fun with friends, and just because you have a job or may work a lot more hours than your friends do, doesn't mean you're not going to have any free time. There's going to be plenty of time to goof off and mess around. But this air of, I'm just not going to try that hard and hope that something good will happen to me, it's not going to work out. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. As long as you work hard, go to school, it doesn't have to be college. You can go to some kind of tech school, learn a trade, do something. But you gotta take responsibility for your life while you're young. Don't wait till it's too late, okay? And for the guys that say stuff like, don't text your girl back, or don't text your crush back for over a week, or anything along those lines, absolutely do not listen to that stuff. As a matter of fact, from someone who's dated quite a bit, I would recommend not even dating until you're 23 to 25. Now, guys and girls, I'm not saying you can't have fun, okay? But I highly recommend, and this is advice to both young men and women, don't date until you're around that 23 to 25 age mark, when both parties are a little bit more mature. And if you are gonna date, don't let it define your whole life, okay? It's important when you're young to have a balance of both independence and dependence on a partner. You can't just be together 24/7. You're both gonna have to put in effort into your careers and into your schooling, etc. And if things do end up working out, then that's fantastic. I'm simply giving this advice not necessarily as a rule of thumb, but just general advice. Because typically when you hit that 23 to 25 mark, you start maturing a lot more, and things like cheating are much less likely to occur. Any other form of betrayal or most hiccups that young relationships usually run into, when you hit that 23 to 25 mark, a lot of the time both parties will typically be more mature and willing to kind of sit down and talk things out. When you're younger, things are very volatile. Both of you are fiercely independent while at the same time wanting to be together all the time, and that just creates this weird dynamic where you both want to do everything together and nothing together all at the same time. It's very weird and hard to describe, but I'm sure those that know what I'm talking about know exactly what I mean. But all this to say, there needs to be a significant cultural shift in what's considered cool. Because I can tell you right now, when I have kids, if they start making fun of their friends for having jobs or having girlfriends, then me and them are gonna have a serious talk. But yeah, like I said, there needs to be a significant cultural shift in how we view trying and how we view succeeding in life. Because the fact that nowadays it's considered uncool or even lame to try and to be successful is very alarming, and I don't know what to expect for the generation that's growing up right now, that's in high school or just entering high school. So to all the young men and women out there, if you're watching, take responsibility for your life. It's okay to fail. It's okay to try. Nowadays, if you do try, you can definitely say you've done more than half your class. There's beauty in struggle. Things are gonna suck. It's gonna feel like the hardest thing you've ever done in your life, and you're gonna hate every second of it. But I promise you, it is absolutely worth it. Everyone's got a favorite character from a game or a TV show or a movie. I'm sure those of you that recognize the game in the background, or at least the source material, can probably tell where I'm going with this, and that's that my favorite character in any form of media is Guts from Berserk. And it doesn't have to be him, but if you're a Marvel fan, say you like Spider-Man. Well, think about how Spider-Man would live his life. You think he would see someone trying their best to live their life and to succeed and say, oh, what a loser, that guy sucks, I'm Spider-Man, so I'm cool? I mean, that just doesn't make sense. What I'm saying is, do your best, if anything, to just try to be more like your favorite hero. Try to be more like your favorite good guy. I can already tell half of the people watching this probably said, wow, that was corny as hell. Well, guess what? It's probably some of the best advice you're ever gonna hear. Because when you take responsibility for your own life and your own actions, and you don't play the victim and try to blame what happens to you in this world on circumstance, I promise you, you'll feel 10 times better about yourself, your confidence will soar, and you won't care about those people in your class that make fun of you for trying. So anyways, that's pretty much where I'm gonna leave it. I just wanted to make this for the younger generation, those people who are 18, 20 years old, or even younger, in high school maybe. If you're someone who shares my mindset, and you know someone who's fallen victim to this kind of thinking, please, I encourage you to show them this video and sit down and talk with them. Try to correct that mindset. It's okay to fail while you're young, but it's still important to at least acknowledge that you need to make the change, however slowly it may happen. Because the real world isn't high school. High school only lasts 4 years, and after that, even if you're lucky enough to have parents that let you stay with them, your life is going to get significantly harder. And if you try to go into the real world with that same mindset, buddy, you're in for a rude awakening. Anyways, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. See ya.